I'm live. Hello, hello, everyone. Let me start off by saying you have not vacationed unless you have been to the Maldives. I promise that after this show, this episode, Maldives will be on your bucket list. Plus, a bonus. Stay tuned because I will be giving you insider access to tips and recommendations from a lovely couple. Let me scoot up, who literally just returned from the Maldives last weekend. Now, viewers, hashtag Maldives if you need a vacation. Yes, please throw in the chat box, hashtag Maldives. But first, my name is Keisha Adriano, a luxury travel advisor, your host today on Dream Destinations. Most of you need a vacation, in need of that detachment, that separation from your monotonous routine. That is what this platform is all about, to inspire curiosity on specific locations around the world by highlighting some of the most exotic and authentic travel destinations straight to your device. I promise that after this conversation, you're going to be yearning for that luxurious over the water villa in the Maldives. So, who's with me, right? Welcome to another wonderful evening, and I'm so excited for today's show. Today, I've invited my partner in travel, Miss Helen Bolton, the Director of Sales for the Crown and Champa Resorts. And I'm truly ecstatic to be able to bring both her and this destination to you. So if you are watching live, please hashtag live. And if you're watching on the replay, please hashtag replay. Please share in the comments where you're watching from. Let's represent our hometowns. And if you missed the last episode discussing why Beaches Resorts is a must stop for your family, check us out. You can find it on my Facebook page. So for today, I am just so glad to have Miss Helen Bolton on here as we discuss how you can take a magical or how you can take in a magical view worthy of dreams, be cut off from the world in the middle of the Indian Ocean. That's right, isolation. That's what we all want and are dreaming and yearning for. Um, I just want to see, let me make sure anybody here today. Hi, Jay. Thank you for hashtagging. Let's see. So please smash those heart buttons as I give Miss Helen Bolton a well-deserved thank you for being here today. Let me bring her on.
Good
Hi,
evening.
Helen.
Hi, Keisha. And thank you for having me as well. It's a
Of
morning here,
course,
but it's not
welcome.
there.
What time is it there?
Here it's just about 7:30 in the morning. So I've had my
Oh,
morning
so
coffee, and yes, I'm wide awake.
that's right. So it's coffee time. So would you like to tell
Yeah.
our viewers where you're located?
I'm actually located in Krabi in Thailand. So even though I'm not in the Maldives, I was there for 20 years of my life. But even though now I'm in Thailand, I'm still near an amazing beach. So I can't complain.
Not to us, you can't.
No.
Um, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Helen. You're such you're so great to be around. You're such a pleasure to have on the show. Let's
Thank
start
you.
off by saying your first experience. Well, not even the first experience. Can you tell me a little bit about how you became an expert? How did you end up how did you end up, I guess, being a sales director for the Maldives?
A bit of a bizarre story, actually. I did start my career really as a tour guide, and that was based in Switzerland initially with Cooni Travel. And then they said, where would you like to work for the winter season? And I said, well, on the list there was a few, but I just put Maldives, Maldives, Maldives as my three choices. And I managed to get to the Maldives. So I was so fortunate. So I started as a tour guide, and I did like 6 months on one island, then moved to another. So I think I lived on I must have been about 6 or 7 different resorts in the Maldives. And that was really welcoming English tourists to the Maldives at the airport, taking them to the island and then giving them information about the resort, taking them on excursions. So I saw, whether it's Mali City, whether it's a local island. So that's how I really kind of fell into the Maldives. And then I just started as guest relation manager. And then I moved from there into sales. And it was just kind of falling into sales in a way because Anantara, it was just opening. So it was a pre-opening resort. So I kind of just, I don't know how, I'd never done sales before in my life, but I fell into sales in Anantara. And then it was fantastic. And I just fell in love with it. Met so many different tour operators from around the world when they came in for fam trips, and obviously then started traveling to do sales, trips and also travel fairs. And I've never looked back. So I've moved to a few different islands and then developed finally into director of sales. And I love it. I just love it. And especially for the Maldives, I couldn't sell a better place, so I'm very fortunate.
No, you really couldn't.
No,
If I had to be stuck somewhere, it definitely would be the Maldives. For when you
absolutely.
tropical island paradise, I mean, those are just a couple things that come to mind. So
Mm,
just even starting from there, Maldives is such an easy destination to discuss with its crystal
yeah,
clear waters, isolated island resorts, marine life. It's every romantic's dream. So, do you
yeah.
remember the first time you were really able to experience Maldives? I know you've lived there, and I know it's probably feels like home to you. But do you remember that
Yeah.
first experience you had when you first went there?
Yeah, well, like I say, it's definitely home. Originally from England, but second home is Maldives. But I think my first real impression, when I first landed in the Maldives, I didn't even know where it was. I've got to be honest. When I first got on the plane as a tour guide, and we went via Colombo, Sri Lanka, we went via Sri Lanka to Maldives. I actually
Mhm.
thought I was going by Colombia. So that was my I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just going to what I know is the Maldives. But when I landed, it was just unbelievable to see, when you come through the clouds and you see the islands below and the crystal clear waters. I couldn't speak. I was completely speechless when we landed. And
Mhm.
then I remember coming through the immigration and then going obviously to the island. And my first island was actually Barros. So it was very close to Mali, like 20 minutes by speedboat. But I think what hit me most the first time was the people. Oh my goodness, they're such lovely people. You meet a Maldivian and they're friends for life, and that's it. And you just have so much trust in them, and they have so many stories to tell. So I think my first kind of impression of the Maldives was the people, the culture. They're just the friendliest people I've ever met. So yeah, that was a real first impression.
Yes, and I love to hear about a lot of people when they think about a destination. Sometimes people get wrapped up in just the destination itself, but it's always a good thing to actually really check out the culture to understand how different they are from you. And that's really what to me what travel is all about is kind of indulging in that difference. And so just
Yeah.
to even hear that you've lived locally, you came very probably close, you probably have a lot of friends and relationships there.
Mm.
So that's always a plus knowing that there's great people,
Yeah.
when you surround yourself with it. Um, so yes, all of those are many reasons of why Maldives is on my bucket list. I'm hoping to get there 2022.
Yes.
It it is a true paradise. Now, let's see. So today we're going to showcase the Herale Resort. Herale was just recently awarded one of the highest honors, and so could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, we received two. We do have a very long list of awards actually in the last few years, which is probably too long for me to mention right now. So I'll just do our latest one, our latest two. So these actually, we got two Travelers' Choice Awards. One is for TripAdvisor. It's a top
Mhm.
10% of the hotels worldwide that consistently has great user reviews, which is fantastic. So we know that obviously people that have visited are really, really loving the place. And also then our second Travelers' Choice Award was actually we are ranked number 10 out of 25 hotels for the most romantic hotel in Asia. So that says a lot. So yeah, we're very romantic in Hura Valley.
Oh, well, congratulate that's 2 wins. I was just thinking
Yep,
about 1, but that's 2 big wins, and
we have
I
to.
know that's another one in the bag for the Crown and Champa Resorts. I mean, you guys,
Yeah.
just like you said, you have a list of them. Just to hit a little bit about, the award they won, yes, the Traveler Choice Best of the Best is the highest honor. The award identifies and ranks the very best hotels, destinations, attractions, restaurants in specific categories as rated and reviewed by travelers. So, Traveler's Choice Best of the Best award winners are among the top 1% of listing on TripAdvisor. So, congratulations. That's a
Thank
great honor.
you. Yeah,
All right,
we'll
Helen,
keep them
what do
coming.
you
We'll
have
keep
in
the awards
store for
coming.
Oh, hey, next time when I'm
Yeah.
there. So, just a little short story is I just had, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna probably grow on this a little bit at the end, but I did have a couple who was on the resort when Herwali won the award. So I think they did a huge celebration because that's one of the first things they wrote
Yeah.
back. They're like, they actually won the award while I was laying on the beach. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
um, so with that being said, I'm really interested, and I hope that all our viewers are to see what you have in store for us today. Um, let's see how we can celebrate Maldives in their Hawaii style. So let me share my screen.
Perfect.
All right. Can you see your screen now? I'm going to remove myself and you can go ahead and start.
Perfect. Well, yes, thank you, Keisha. So as Keisha's mentioned, obviously it is one of the dream destinations, and I'm sure it's on everyone's bucket list. I just want to start with a couple of slides. These are just taken by my own iPhone, so I'm not a photographer, but you can just see how amazing the views are from the seaplane transfer. So this is the ultimate, as you can see with the pictures. Just to explain a little bit about the logistics in the Maldives. So when you fly into the airport in Mali, it's actually a separate island to Mali, the capital. So when you land in the airport, you literally come through immigration, you go straight into the arrivals hall, and that's where our representative will meet you. And if you go into an island by speedboat, you'll go straight to the speedboat. And if you're going by seaplane, you're taken by private car or by bus over to the seaplane terminal, which is actually on the opposite side of the runway. And there you'll wait in our lounge until the seaplane is ready for departure. So there's no reason to obviously go over to Mali. When I first got to Maldives 20 years ago, it was very simplistic. There was a small, or should say slow boat that took you in between the airport and Mali. And then obviously things have developed. And now there was a speedboat between the two. But now they've built a bridge between the airport and Mali. But for tourists coming into the Maldives, they never actually go anywhere near the capital. They literally go to the airport and straight to their island. So unless, the guest specifically wants to go to Mali, you won't see the capital. So just showing on this picture, so this is a transfer from Mali to the islands. And you can just see below there, an island, beautiful lagoons. And on a really clear day, you can actually see dolphins jumping below. So make sure you've got your camera ready. Try not to fall asleep. I know it's a long flight from America, but really you've got to keep your eyes open when you're on that journey. And then the Maldives is made up of thousands of islands. Here on the left, you can just see this is an uninhabited island, but obviously we have resort islands, local islands, and also many sandbanks as well. So you can just see the uninhabited island there, how beautiful it is. On the right, this is just the edge of the atoll. So you can see a couple of islands, the Reef, and then obviously that's over on the left into the deep Indian Ocean. Perfect pictures of the beach. Now, I might be biased, but for me, the Maldives is probably the best beach in the world. I've been to Fiji, I've been to the Barrier Reef, but for me, with such soft, powdery sand on the beach, and also the pristine waters as well. You can just see the color of the water there. And it's really like a warm bath because the temperatures in the Maldives never go below about 26 degrees. And that's throughout the year. We do have 2 seasons. So
Hey,
we have our high season. Yes.
You're not going through the slides, so you may want to try to get in presentation mode.
Okay.
It just shows the first one.
Okay, let me just double check. Can you see them now?
There you go. It's not in presentation mode. It's just showing your actual screen. But I do see the 2 photos. The beautiful sunset.
Okay, so you can see the pictures now?
I can see the pictures. It's just half the screen.
Oh, okay, no problem. So I'll just go through. So as I mentioned on the left, so we're just going with the seasons. So in the Maldives, you have high and low seasons. So high is between November and April, and then our low is between kind of April and October. So really in November through to April, it's hotter and drier. And then in the April through till October, this is more of our kind of monsoon season. We do have a bit more rain and wind in this period, and the current is a little bit stronger. But, people panic and go, oh, God, is it going to rain for 2-3 weeks? But that's not the case. I mean, having spent so many years there, you might just get a really heavy rainstorm for about an hour. And then that's it, then the sun comes out again. Sometimes you get a bit more persistent rain. But again, it's always warm, and we always arrange rainy day activities as well. On the right, just to show you, so this is actually a fantastic sunset. All the sunsets in Maldives are great. But yeah, this was actually taken on my own personal holiday when I spent some time on another resort. So just moving into Hura Valley. So we do actually have, in the Crown and Champa group, we have 9 resorts across the Maldives, north, south, east, and west. So I'll just introduce you obviously to Hura Valley, which is one of our luxury products. And this is an adults only. So perfect if you don't want obviously kids around, and for honeymooners as well. So Hura Valley is located in the Laviani Atoll, which is 40 minutes by seaplane to the north of Mali Airport. And as I mentioned, there is a seaplane lounge at the airport. So when you're waiting for your transfer to the resort, we do have complimentary Wi-Fi and also refreshments. The Maldives is one island, is one resort. As you can see there from the image, they are quite remote, the islands. Definitely social distancing is not a problem at all in the Maldives. Everything is pretty much open air or part open air as well. So it's very healthy, get a lot of fresh air and hopefully sun in the Maldives too. Now, because it's one island, one resort, you can't just get on a bus or get on a train and go to a cinema or obviously go to, the local shopping mall. So everything is contained on the island. So we have everything to offer. And it's for, as I mentioned, it's adults only, so 15 years and above. We have 90 villas in total, and we've got 5 different categories. Our actual leading category is an ocean villa. And then we also have romantic ocean villas, beach and beach sunset pool villas, and our ocean pool villas. So the ocean villas, these are located both sunrise and sunset on the Water Villa jetty. And the great thing is, if you fancy a dip, you can just jump straight down from your steps of the villa, straight into the ocean. Like I say, it's like a warm bath, so it's a great experience. Our romantic ocean villas, these are perfect for honeymooners because they're actually located on the sunset side of the island, and they also have a part open air bath. So these are ideal for couples. My preference is actually, I prefer the beach. I love to be able to walk out my room onto the beach, into the sea. So if you're a beach lover, then these pool villas are fantastic. They do have a lot of lush vegetation around the villa, so you have a lot of privacy as well. Obviously, your own private pool. So yeah, you couldn't ask for anything more when you're on the beach. Then our premium product is actually an ocean pool villa. So these all have their own private pools. They're located both sunrise and sunset side of the island. So it depends on if you're an early riser, you prefer to have the sunrise in the morning. But with the pool, I mean, this is ideal for obviously, taking your pictures, sending them back home to your family and friends for social media. You can arrange maybe a floating breakfast in the morning in the pool, or you can arrange, just a private dinner on your terrace. But the ultimate location on the island. In terms of restaurants and bars, so we do have quite a good selection on the resort. We have 4 restaurants, 3 bars and a wine cellar. So our kind of main restaurant is Canelli. This is international cuisine. We have chefs from India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, and European chefs as well. So it's a real mix from all over the world. And it's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner daily. Then we have our Kashibo. This is a taste of Asia. So this is kind of Japanese and Korean food. And it's located, Kashibo is located over water. So you've got great views as well. Either lunch or dinner we're open for. JFK, a bit of a play on words there. So it's Junk Food Kitchen. This is fantastic for snack options throughout the day. And this is located right next to the pool. So you can just lay there next to the pool and then order something from JFK. Or you can go to the Cocoa Bar, which is the main bar on the island. And they make some fantastic cocktails and mocktails. And also this is the hub of the island because this is where we have entertainment in the evening. So we have live bands, DJ nights. We also have the local cultural show, which is called Bodu Beru. In Divehi, the local language, Bodu means big and Beru means drum. So it's the Bodu Beru cultural dance and show. So yeah, there's always something in the evening for entertainment. Champaign Pavilion, one of my favorite spots on the island. This is located right at the end of the Water Villa jetty, right opposite the sunset. So in the evening, obviously just sitting there with a glass of champagne, a canapes. Yeah, it's the perfect location on the resort. And then our wine cellar. So we have a wide variety of wines from all over the world. This is located next to Kashibo Restaurant. So again, over water with great views. And we do wine tasting, and we also do cheese and wine tasting evenings as well. So the most iconic restaurant in Hura Valley is 5.8 Undersea Restaurant. Now, I'm sure that most of you have probably seen this image before, maybe on social media, or if a friend or family or someone has been to the resort. I'm sure they've taken many pictures of this restaurant. So it actually is called 5.8 because it's located 5.8 meters beneath the lagoon surface. It's actually got only just 10 tables, so we can accommodate a maximum of 20 packs. We do normally request that reservations are made in advance, just because it's quite limited seating. We arrange a lunch. It's a set menu, 5-course lunch, or we arrange dinner, which is 7-course set menu dinner. And a lot of people will ask me, what's the best time to go down there? Is it lunch or is it for dinner? What do you prefer? Is it day or is it night? I actually prefer the daytime, simply because the sun shines on the water, so it kind of ripples and reflects into the restaurant, and you get obviously very good clarity and different types of fish during the day. But then some people say they prefer the more romantic setting, which is obviously in the evening, when you've got lights around the edge of the restaurant, which attracts a different kind of species at night. So it's really everyone's choice. They can decide whether it's lunch or dinner. We can also arrange private breakfasts in 5.8. Meetings, we could even do a small incentive meeting. Great meeting place. I'm not sure you get much work done looking at all the fish. I know I won't be able to concentrate in there. And also we arrange weddings as well. So we can do something very, very romantic inside in the restaurants. And then in terms of the Infinity Swimming Pool, so this is located right next to the main bar, Cocoa Bar. The Cocoa Bar is a great spot as well, just to sit at the bar and have a chat with the team there. They make, as I mentioned, mocktails, cocktails, and some fantastic drinks. Then our Dunya Spa. So Dunya Spa is actually across all of our resorts in the Maldives. In Hura Valley, we have 4 treatment rooms. You can just see out on the terrace, we actually have an open air bathtub as well. And we can arrange also manicure, pedicure. We do sound healing, and also we arrange kind of yoga classes with our spa. Wellness and fitness, many different activities that you can participate in. So we have a gym, we have a gym instructor, so we can do personal training, or obviously, you can just use the gym at your own leisure. We also have yoga classes, group and individual. And in terms of sports activities, so we have a paddle tennis court, we have badminton, and then we do have a football field. Now in the Maldives, all the Maldivians are absolutely crazy on football. So you'll probably find that most of the Maldives resorts, their focal point is a football field. And they do a lot of kind of guests and staff having games, having a tournament. But it's great fun. And like I say, ask the Maldivians anything about football and they'll be able to tell you, because they're well into their football. And then if you're a water baby, so obviously for the water sports, many different activities. Diving, the Laviani Atoll is fantastic for diving, some great dive spots. Also for snorkeling, we do different snorkel trips. And then in terms of water sports, we have non-motorized and motorized sports. So we do stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking, windsurfing, catamaraning, but also then the speed sports, you've got your jet skis, you can go paragliding. There's a lot of different activities for any water babies out there. And then in excursions, so if you wanted to adventure a little bit further away from the island, we do arrange a half-day or full-day cruise around the atoll on the luxury yacht. And we also have their sunset cruise in the evening. We can do sunset dolphin cruise, so you could often see dolphins very close to the boat. You can't guarantee them, but hopefully, yeah, you'll be able to see the dolphins on your cruise. And then in the middle there, we just got a picture of Dream Island. So Dream Island is a sandbank, very close to Hura Valley. But this is where we can arrange for you to go for a private picnic. So we give you a picnic basket. We'll drop you at the sandbank, and you can go swimming, snorkeling, sunbathing, eating your picnic. And then we'll pick you up in a couple of hours. So it's really kind of your own sandbank for a few hours of the day. And then fishing is a big sport in Maldives, so big game fishing. So we arrange morning, afternoon, or full day trips. And normally the fish that you can find is sailfish, massive sailfish, huge wahoo as well. I've done a bit of big game fishing myself, and it scared me to death when I first got a bite on the end of it because it was so big. And a lot of people had to help me pull the fish over the edge of the boat, but it was great fun. I loved it, absolutely loved it. And then wedding celebrations. So we can arrange the wedding celebrations in 5.8, the restaurant. Also on the Dream Island, as I mentioned, the sandbank. We can also arrange on the yacht or just on the beach. Now in the Maldives, it's not legally binding for a wedding. It's more of a renewal of vows. And we can arrange that for whether it's a couple, or we do get quite a lot of destination wedding requests nowadays. So that might be for 10 or 20 of the couple's friends coming away, enjoying Hura Valley for a few days, and obviously having the ceremony as well whilst they're there. So we can definitely cater for weddings, and we have different wedding packages available. And then we are a luxury resort, but we do try and stay as sustainable and eco-friendly as we possibly can. So just to advise you that actually 30% of our resort's energy in Hura Valley is generated by solar panels. And these solar panels are actually located on the roof, on the jetty from the main island out to the 5.8 restaurant and to Kashibo. So that actually generates 30% of our resort's energy. We use glass bottles and bamboo straws as a recycling initiative rather than obviously plastic. We are partnered with Parley for the Oceans, which is an advocate avoiding the use of single-use plastics. And also we use Healing Earth spa products. And we're part of the Olive Ridley project, which supports local community, schools and education as well. And we are an accredited member of Travel Life. So we do try, as I mentioned, to stay as sustainable as possible. And that's across all our resorts in Maldives. Okay, now I'll just pass to Keisha, who's just going to run the video. So I've done a few slides and explained a little about the resort, but I think it's better that you see the video and you can feel it better. Keisha, over to you. So obviously Hura Valley, the Maldives, and how amazing it is. And hopefully, this evening you're going to be dreaming about it when you go to sleep, and it'll be definitely on your bucket list.
Definitely. Oh, thank you so much, Helen. That was beautiful. I mean, from sustainability to the majestic waters to the on the beach weddings to the dream island. I mean, literally Herale has everything that you can definitely want out of a romantic getaway. So let me see if I have any questions. If you guys still have time to ask questions. So if you do have anything specific, just throw it in the chat. We can talk a little bit about that. But before then, let's play a fun game with Helen. All right, Helen. So you have 60 seconds. I'm gonna just ask you a quick question, and just off the top of your head. I mean, hopefully it is meaningful, but just have fun. All right. So number one. So this is all in regards of the Herale Resort. Number one, favorite place to eat.
Kashibo, Asian restaurant.
Favorite location on the resort.
Champaign Pavilion, definitely hotspot. Drinking champagne and eating canopies.
Perfect. Favorite spot on the beach.
Ooh, I think it's right next to the main bar, just off near the pool. That's my favorite spot on the island.
Favorite cocktail.
Oh, I think it's Negroni.
Oh, all right. So one thing you cannot leave your home without while traveling.
Got to be my phone.
That's
Got to be
number
my
one.
phone because I do everything with my phone. Yeah.
All right. Favorite spa treatment.
Probably neck, back, and shoulder massage. I just like a really, really nice deep, neck, back, and shoulder
Deep,
massage
deep,
from the spa.
deep tissue. Yes. Those are my favorite too. Late night or early riser.
Early riser, definitely. Here I am.
One word to describe Maldives.
Amazing.
Oh, love it. Thank you for playing. Yay. I love
Thank
those. I love
you.
those. Great answers. I hope I didn't put you on the spot too much.
No. It's fine. Absolutely. Like I say, I lived there for 20 years of my life and know Hura Valley inside and out. So yeah, very happy to talk about the results.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you again. Now let me go ahead and check out. I think I see a question and good to see you guys. I see Matthew Curry on here, JM, Jay Aquino, Alvin's on here. Ruby, thank you for coming. Phyllis, and we do have a question, and I'll post it up there. When is the best time to travel to the Maldives?
Well, as I mentioned, we've kind of got two distinct seasons. So really the high season is between November and April. The driest time, if you're really looking for the hottest and driest period, is between January and probably March time. Those 3 months are notoriously, I mean, obviously, weather patterns are changing worldwide, but they're normally the hottest and the driest time of the year. And the lightest current. So, normally for swimming, for snorkeling, for diving, that's a good time. It's between January and March.
Perfect. January, March. Thank you. Thank you. So I have another question. How long is a typical vacation to the Maldives?
Our normal kind of average length of stay, because we have obviously clients from all over the world. Normally, if you're coming from obviously America, most of our guests will stay 7 minimum nights, possibly 10 nights. Or they might do a twin center. So they might stay in 2 different islands for, like whether it's 7 nights and 7 nights, or whether it's 6 nights and 4 nights. They might twin the resorts, or coming via Dubai, they might stop over in Dubai for a few days and then come on to Maldives. But normally, yeah, it's between 7 and 10 nights from America.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So thank you, Alvin, for the questions. If anybody else has a couple, just throw it in there. We do have a couple more minutes. Just to end this off, I would like to talk. It's late for me, guys. It's 9 p.m. So I've been going all day. So bear with me. I'm fumbling in the words. So top 2 recommendations. So all the clients, I swear, the number one most recommended place or excursion to experience is the Dream Island. So I know you touched a little bit about that, but could you kind of go back over it, elaborate on exactly what Dream Island and what makes it so special?
Yeah, so Dream Island is actually a sandbank. So it's really the ultimate. So as I mentioned, we can arrange a picnic there. So it's completely private, just you and your loved one or friends or whatever you fancy. You would just be taken over there. You'd be given a phone, just in case you never know if you wanted to suddenly escape, given a phone and a picnic. There is some cover there as well, a little bit of shade. So obviously, it's not completely out in the midday sun if you want to hide a little bit in the shade. But yeah, you can go snorkeling, swimming, just sunbathing, just enjoying the peace and tranquility of being on a sandbank. And obviously pictures, make sure you take your phone with you or your cameras because it's amazing. So yeah, and we can also arrange, as I mentioned, the weddings as well there. So if you want something really unique, whether it's a couple or, as I mentioned, a destination wedding with maybe 5, 10, 15 of your friends, we can arrange that as well on the Dream Island on the sandbank.
And that was my next question, or not my next recommendation. But just to finish up, guys, when you talk about this Dream Island, think about dancing with your loved one underneath the stars, throwing small fruit to the crabs, the baby crabs that run across, and with a glass of champagne in your hand. So when you say Dream Island, you're dropped off on this little island by yourself. There's no one else there, and you get a couple hours of just kind of just doing something extremely romantic that you can't do anywhere else. So it's definitely the reason why everyone's number one excursion to do. So my number 2, like she already said, was a beach wedding. I know you touched a little bit about it. Can you kind of set up the expectation or the feeling of a dream beach wedding at Herale?
Yeah, well, actually, we've got quite a few different packages for weddings. As I mentioned, we've got a beach on the yacht. We can arrange it on Dream Islands or obviously on the underwater restaurant. But yeah, so for instance, if it's Dream Islands, obviously what we arrange within the package is obviously the whole setting. So we do the full setup That's kind of the, the heading at the top, all the flowers, the decorations. And then obviously we have the Bodu Khatib. The Bodu Khatib is the kind of the priest, if you like. So the Bodu Khatib, this is Maldivian local. So they will obviously read the ceremony, and then you do your vows. And then we will arrange, imagery as well. We've got a photo lab on the island. So we can actually also do photo shoots for the couple, or if it's a group as well. So we can set that up. So really having a dream wedding on a sandbank, I mean, it's the ultimate. And like I say, we get all the shots to give to your friends and family back home.
No, I can definitely say I think all women have that ultimate
Yeah.
goal to have that dream destination wedding, especially on the beach. When you mentioned photos, you mentioned a video,
Yeah.
and something that I can definitely also amend is, or yeah, it's the video. There was a Facebook. I was invited
Yeah.
to the virtual wedding. So, guys, I was honored to be invited to experience a virtual Facebook Live wedding with a lovely couple as they renew their vows on the Herale beaches. Um, let me tell you, all the guests were in tears just seeing these souls reunite. It was the sweetest thing, greatest experience, and also a way to share that experience with others. So when I got invited, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is I get to see it. I feel like I'm there," and it was beautiful. And then after that, they set up the video. They gave them a video and photos. And when I say top notch, I definitely mean it. It's a beautiful story to watch, and it's definitely something that many of you are going to want to look into. Let's
And we
see.
can, sorry, Keisha, we can
Go
also
ahead.
provide a
Yeah.
wedding dress as well. That's part of the package. We can also provide a wedding dress. If we didn't bring one, we can provide one.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's part of the
beautiful.
package.
Okay, guys. So spontaneous wedding renewals. Okay. So this is
Yeah.
something, if you want to do that, hop on Herwali, the Herwali train. We do have a question from Phyllis. What is
Mhm.
a must to bring on vacation to the Maldives?
Must to bring? Now, that's a good question. I know what are not to bring, which is shoes, but I don't know what to bring to the vacation would be. I mean, yeah, you don't need a lot. The Maldives, you need very, very little. So you need very light wear clothes. Obviously it's quite hot day and obviously in the evening as well. So yeah, just travel lightly is what I'd say. Like I say, don't bring lots of shoes because you will not use them. In 20 years in the Maldives, I've never worn shoes. Literally everywhere you walk on the beach. So yeah, you don't really need them. But that is a
Um,
mistake. So I see a lot of women with high heels, that comes to the Maldives with beautiful high heels, amazing. And they spend like 3 minutes in the sand, and then I see them taking off their shoes.
oh,
So yeah, just a real tip is don't bring high heels, really. Don't bring so many shoes. And, to bring to the Maldives, just travel very lightly. So pack lightly. And you just need very simplistic, some of our restaurants, maybe 5.8, just like, chic casual. And that's it really. So yeah, you don't need to pack too much.
there we go, Phyllis. Leave your
Yeah,
high heels at home and
yeah,
pack lightly.
definitely.
Don't forget your swimsuit.
Yeah, yeah, swimsuit, that's it. Swimwear, light clothes throughout the day, and then in the evening, like I say, smart kind of casual, or like I say, no shoes. Yeah, it's very relaxed. It's very relaxed.
Love it, love it. Well, thank you so much,
Mhm.
Helen. I know it's early for
Thank
you.
you.
It's late, but we made it happen. Thank you
Yep,
so much for coming
perfect.
out. I'm sure you'll be back and we'll see you again.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you, and hopefully we'll see a lot of you in the Maldives.
Oh, definitely for sure. Bye, Helen.
Yeah. Take care. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right. Thank you guys for all coming. Before we end today's show, I encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone, book that bucket list destination you have been longing for. Maldives will exceed your expectations. Their stunning landscape, pristine powdery sand, and clear turquoise waters were made for those Instagram photos or those Facebook stories. Hashtag Maldives if you would like a free consultation specific to the Maldives. If you know someone who may be interested, just spread the word. Again, my name is Keisha Adriano, a luxury travel advisor, a globe trotter, an entrepreneur, an advocate for travel. And if you love what you hear tonight, please hashtag dream and join my Facebook group, Bucket List. I have a Facebook group called Bucket List Beach Getaways. And let's keep the inspiration going. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight on Dream Destinations. Till next time, guys. Smart people travel wise. Bye.